Today's the day Apex Development and La Rosa Training Services gets to announce its collaboration on the Cannoli IFAK. This is something we've been working on for the last 7 months, and today's the day it finally gets released. This has gone through a lot of testing, a lot of development, a lot of research, and a lot of consulting. A little bit of background on myself. My name is Nicholas La Rosa. I'm the founder and head instructor for La Rosa Training Services. We've been in business since 2014. One of the curriculums that we teach is pre-hospital medicine. We teach to international and domestic, federal and local law enforcement. And with that, we have consulted with some of our students and clients. We get asked a lot in classes, what IFAK should we be running, or what IFAK should our team be running? What do you recommend? There's a lot of good options on the market, myself included, and Apex Development. We own a lot of the options on the market. There are some that are good, there are some that are not so good. However, there's not an IFAK on the market that meets all the needs and wants of a lot of individuals or teams that are using these every day in real environments. And after 7 months of a lot of consulting and hard work and design and development, we believe, in our opinion, we have came up with the IFAK that is going to meet a lot of the criteria that individuals are looking for. So this is the Cannoli. The way this can mount, it can mount via Velcro as a dangler in the front of your plate carrier. It can mount on the back of your plate carrier. Right here, this fits into a 2-inch belt, so you can run this on your belt. If you run it on your belt, this Velcros to itself. You can run clips and Molle straps through here. You can also mount it on your belt that way. It pulls out either direction. And it opens up upon deployment. Assuming that you are injured and you have to deploy your IFAK, the idea is, and the concept that we wanted is, if you're injured and let's say hypothetically it's one of your extremities, either it's your right or your left, what happens with a lot of these IFAKs, they're burrito wrapped or there's multiple points of Velcro. And yes, you can deploy it one-handed, but it takes longer. The idea is that we wanted to be able to rapidly deploy this IFAK without anything coming out. So if you find yourself injured, you shouldn't have any issue deploying this Cannoli IFAK. Now, it Velcros together here, and you'll know which way it opens because we added a laser cut here. So not only can you visually identify that this is the strap that you pull to open it, but you can also feel it if your vision is not intact. Once it opens, you're gonna see quite a bit of contents. We have elastic straps here to hold the main contents in place in the center. And then we added some little straps up here that are elastic as well to fit various contents such as ARS needles, IR chems, Viz chems, or your BSI PPE. This fits more than any other IFAK that we've seen on the market for its size. And we have tested tons and tons of companies' IFAKs, loading it with all types of equipment. And by far this one expands the best without compromising being able to deploy it from the sleeve itself. Some of the contents in here that include chem lights. That's going to depend on your SOPs for your department or agency. Some of the DA guys that are doing a lot of night raids, they like running IRs and then they like running the Viz. Your ARS needles, you might have a 14 gauge and a 10 gauge, depending. 2 pairs of nitrile gloves, 28 fringe NPA, your space blanket, quick clot, your North American Rescue wound packing gauze, specifically the one with the blue line, hyphen vent chest seals, twin pack. And that's all I have in here, but we have tripled the amount of contents in here and it fits quite a bit. Another way that you can stage and set this up, the main focus here is that it utilizes friction Once all the contents are in place, this slides in. This is gonna fit a little loose because I just took everything out. So when it's filled, this uses friction to hold it in place. But let's say you don't carry that much items. What you can do is you can feed it in like this. And it retains over itself, and you still have access to your straps. And again, it doesn't matter if you're mounting it here as a dangler, on the rear, running your belt through it, or running the clips for the belt. Another way that you can run this as well is you can run it on the side of your placard, any direction that you want, on the rear, in the front, however you'd like. So this has multiple mounting options. We use elastic at the bottom, allows stretch. That way you can fit in larger contents or more contents. Also has a drain port. One of the things we talked about with some of our maritime guys is they were complaining that a lot of the IFAKs on the market either weren't water resistant or they were just retaining water themselves. So as you can see, this does not have a burrito wrap design, so it won't retain water. And adding that drain port, it allows water to escape. If you're worried about the contents being damaged by specifically salt water, obviously one of the things you could do is vacuum seal all your contents. Then nothing will get destroyed and the cannoli itself will hold up. You may be setting up the cannoli different than the way other individuals are gonna set up. Most things you wanna cover, obviously, is gonna be your hemorrhaging, your airway, breathing, circulation, but maybe you're working in a direct action team and you're carrying multiple IFAKs or multiple kits of content for medical, depending again on the SOPs. This one's set up more as an airway kit right now. So a lot of the IFAKs on the market won't really fit this much without a larger sack or an aid bag. So what we have in here, we have the 28 fringe NPA, we have the 2 ARS needles, and then we're also running an OPA, and then we actually have an entire surgical airway crite kit that fits inside this cannoli. So you can set it up strictly as a bleeding control kit. You can set it up as an airway kit. You can set it up as a March or an HABC, hemorrhage, airway, breathing, circulation kit. The point of the Cannoli IFAK is that it meets the needs and serves the purpose of many individuals, whether you work in law enforcement or you're in the military, or you're a civilian that wants to LARP, or maybe you want to carry a kit in your car, something of that nature. This fits the needs of many, many individuals, and you can configure this in any way that you want. You might be working with individuals or animals that have small extremities. You could set this up for a kit specifically for that. What we have here, we have a 4-inch wide pressure bandage. We have a SWAT T, stretch, wrap, and tuck tourniquet. This is not only good for tourniquet application with someone with small extremities or canine, but this can also act as a pressure bandage. And our friends over at Snake Staff Systems, this is their new Gen 2 tourniquet. We can fit 4 of these in here and still have extra items. So another way that you could set up the cannoli. With the Velcro on the front, you can attach a candy pouch. This can be set up to carry medicine, boo-boo kit accessories, hemostat clamps, extra trauma shears, extra gloves, needles, Narcan, saline lock kit if you're gonna be starting IVs, any tubing accessories that you may need. You can run your trauma shears on the side, has retention, and then you can attach a tourniquet dangler. Obviously, we're running a North American Rescue Cat Gen 7 tourniquet, but you can run it with a Snake Staff Systems tourniquet, soft T wide. We recommend anything that's Committee of Tactical Combat Casualty Care approved. If you're a law enforcement officer, school resource officer, security personnel, military, or any ABC alphabet agency, you can configure this to any way you want, meet the SOPs, the needs, goals, and wants of your team, or if you're just a civilian, you can set this up to however you want. That's the beautiful thing about the cannoli, is It's so versatile, not only in the ways that you can mount it, but also in the ways that you can set it up. Pick it up at apexdevelopment.co.